Hello, this is Luna from the future coming to speak to you, and they came out perfect. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Luna and I'm an independently published fantasy author and small business owner, where I create fantasy-inspired, customizable reading journals called the Bookish Buddy and other bookish-inspired goodies. In last week's quest, we made another prototype, made some stickers, went to the beach and survived a heatwave. If you missed it, I'll link last week's video below. This week's quests are going to be a bit of a mixed bag, as I have some non-small business related activities planned, such as going on a bestie date and spending some time with my mum for her birthday, which I'll take you along for. But I'm also planning on doing some more designing for the physical launch of the Bookish Buddy, and hopefully, if the fabric arrives, actually making the first real Bookish Buddy. So if that sounds like fun, then come along. Hello, this is Luna from the future coming to speak to you. The clips that are supposed to be here were of a terrible quality because I made a little bit of a boo-boo. The mic needed charging, and the first few videos were of a really bad quality. They were crackly and the sound was just terrible. And then the last few videos were just silence because the mic had completely died, and because the mic is linked to a little gadget that clips in to where the microphone is at the bottom of my phone, no sound recorded whatsoever. So I'm filling in for the bits that I've missed. Basically, my intro just said hello and welcome back to my channel. I commented on the fact that Monday was also the first of the month, which always makes my brain just really happy. I went through some of the things that I'd achieved last week and discussed my plans for this week. So the plans that I do have for this week, which I'm trying to backtrack and remember what I even said, was that at point of recording it, I had not received the custom fabric, so I was waiting on that. I'd also not received any cardstock or paper stock, so the only thing that I could really do was work on the stickers and the sticker sheets and pages. So my lock lick cutting machine was a big issue. Basically, on the sticker paper where you have the actual sticker sheet and then you have kind of the backing paper, the lock click was cutting all the way through down one side of the page and then not deep enough on the other side of the page. So it was a really uneven cut and I was really struggling with getting that fixed. But the only thing that I had the stock and facilities to do at the beginning of the week was to work on the stickers, which you will see in the later clips. The reason for that is not only do stickers make things better, just in terms of decoration, I think they just add a little bit of joy to the page, but also some of the interior pages of the journals, especially in the ring bound version, there's quite a few blank pages. So for example, the "this journal belongs to" page, only the front page is printed, the back of it is blank. The same for things like the stats pages and sort of things that you only need one of, you don't need multiples of. Things like review pages are going to be double-sided because you can use multiple of those, that's fine. But the back pages is a perfect opportunity for people to use sticker sheets and sticker pages for any extra things that they might want in their journal, which is kind of the whole point of what I'm trying to do here in making the Bookish Buddies as customizable as possible. So as you'll see from the rest of the clips, the first thing that I worked on this week was working on stickers, sticker sheets, and trying to get my lock click cutting machine to work. Okay, this week has clearly not been my week for recording because I've just gone back again and I recorded a little segment while I was in my car explaining to you that I was going out for my bestie date as promised in my intro, and I was filming the view from my car, so my driveway, rather than myself. So I can hear myself talking, but you can't see me. So I'm re-recording that section as well now. So come with me while I go and meet up with my bestie. We were originally planning to go for a walk in the woods, but the weather was terrible, so we decided to just have a little explore around my local town. We were also planning on going to Tipsy Books, but they were actually closed, and rightly so. They'd been open for extra hours during half term and then decided to take a couple of closed days, which was absolutely justified. So we ended up going to a different coffee shop, which I will show you in a minute. Then we had a little mooch up into the crystal shop and just had a really nice day together. And then I came back in the afternoon, and that is where I will pick up my actual footage. My apologies, friends. So it is now Tuesday, and as you know, yesterday did not quite go to plan, but it's fine because as you saw, I spent some time with my bestie today and I'm feeling much more refreshed and ready to go. I also had some deliveries waiting for me when I got home, so I thought I would open them with you. So you're actually going to be the first people to see this because I'm going to open them next to the faux leather that I've already purchased for the physical Bookish Buddies, which is this lovely embossed green leather. And I want to make sure that the cardboard or the really thick paper and the custom fabric that I've ordered matches this. So I'm going to open it all with you now. So the cardboard's less exciting, so I'm going to do that first. And this is going to be required for the inserts on the traveller style journal. So that's not too bad. I can live with that. So it's a little bit lighter, but I think that's fine because I'm going to need to be able to print on this. So I'm happy with that. So the second one is the fabric. This one I'm really nervous about because getting the fabric custom printed was quite expensive, and if this is wrong, I'm going to have to redesign it and try again until I get it right. So I'm really hoping that this looks how I want it to. Oh, the print came out quite big. I don't hate that though. Oh my gosh, I designed this. How cool is that? Okay, but I freaking love that. So I don't know if you can tell, but there's a flower in the pattern there, the little pink flower. That was actually inspired by one of the flowers that's already on the fabric, so on the leather. I mean, it's not quite exact, but that's going to be on the inside. So if you imagine that's going to be sleeve, and then on the inside it's going to have that custom fabric. And then it's going to have the inserts are going to be in that colour. Okay, so I'm looking at the three different things all together now, and I'm liking it a little bit less. I think the three different things aren't quite the same shade of green, and I didn't think it would be that hard to colour match a shade of green, but apparently it is. I will admit, when I first started designing some of the stickers and the fabric and everything, I used the image from the Etsy listing for the leather, and that shade of green isn't the same as the shade of green that actually arrived in the physical leather, but I thought it wasn't too far out. So then I kept on going with the designing, and now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe I do need to redo it and tweak the colours to be more accurate to the actual leather that I have, because I would really like it all to match, and at the moment I don't think it does, because this is what I'm working with and I don't think it matches enough. I don't think it's close enough of a match to work, which is really disappointing. So I'm going to recolour the fabric and order another test sample of that and try and get it closer to this colour. Getting paper and cardboard in colour matched colours is next to impossible. So I think I'm going to have to that's going to just have to be as close as I can get it. And if we get rid of those, like, that's okay. I can live with that. But yeah, I don't think this is close enough to the right colour to work. Okay, so I'm a little bit disappointed that the stuff that has arrived, essentially, I'm not going to be able to use. I think the best thing I can do now is I'm going to test print on the thick paper just to make sure that that works in terms of being the cover for the insert booklets, but also that it will actually go through my printer, because that was kind of the whole point in getting a new printer. And then I'm going to go back to my iPad and try and colour match the fabric a little bit better. It does also mean that I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on a lot of the stickers and the sticker sheets, and potentially my marketing materials as well, to colour match everything better to the green that actually arrived rather than the green that was in the Etsy listing for the leather, which feels like it's going to be a lot of work, but I feel like it's really important to get all those things working in unison. only because I've also designed the other colours in the colour branding palette to work with that shade of green, and that shade of green's out. So I'm going to have to pretty much go back to the drawing board. So wish me luck. I've sat and I've had to think about this because it's really frustrating that the fabric doesn't match the other fabric, doesn't match the cardboard. And one of the things that's been bothering me is that the floral pattern on the leather, this is the only colour I can get this in. And the plan was to use sort of textured but plain texture, not like a pattern, for all the other colours that I've chosen. And now I don't like that idea. And I also realised that when I was designing the colour palette that went into the custom fabric, for all of those, I used the Etsy listing colours, not the physical colours, because I haven't ordered the faux leather in every colour yet. So I've ordered samples of all the leather, like every colour, including 2 different shades of blue and 2 different shades of green, so that I can physically have all the colours in my hand, make sure that they match the colours that I've set my branding palette to, and that they all work cohesively together, because I'm realising now that if this fabric can look wrong when it arrives, all the others could also look wrong when they arrive too. So this feels like a massive step backwards, but I really want to get this right out the gate. And if I get it wrong now, I'm just setting myself up for more things to go wrong later down the line. So I think that this is a really important pivot now, is to get samples of all the colours, make sure that the palette is right before I create any more designs, before I try and match anything else. I'm also now just realising that this also means that the elastic doesn't match either, because it's not the right shade of green to match that. So it's frustrating, but it's salvageable. And this is what it's all about, the trial and error. And I'm fortunate enough to be in a position to be able to pivot and order some other things so that I can get it right, because I'm not going to feel comfortable putting out something that doesn't feel like it's as perfect as I can get it. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to have to now just wait for those samples to come. It's a UK based company, so I'm hoping I'll get those samples in the next couple of days. And then if I need to redesign any of the patterns or fabric or anything, I can do that. I'm going to test on this fabric, on this thick paper for now. I'm going to do some tests on there to make sure the printing's working. I may have to reorder the thick paper as well, because if we're changing fabrics, like the faux leather fabric, we may also need to change the cardboard, which feels really wasteful, but it's really difficult when you're ordering these things online to get all the colours to match. And green seems to be a really difficult colour to match. I'm really hoping I do better with all the other colours. At this point, I'm not holding up much hope. But at least lesson learned, don't rely on the listing images, because the colours aren't going to be right. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm feeling a little bit frustrated, but I have a way forward. So I'm going to go do some printing, and I'm going to wait until the samples of the faux leather come before I make any more amendments or design anything else, because I don't want to waste my time and have to colour change it and colour correct it later on. Hello friends, it is now Wednesday. So yesterday quite a lot happened. I did get quite frustrated with all of the colour matching for the green stuff, but I have now ordered the... Will you come sit down? That's it, sit your back down. Good boy. But I have now ordered all the samples of the faux leather, and I'm hoping that when those come, I can come up with a bit of a plan moving forward on how to get everything matching. I don't think it would be the end of the world if it wasn't all the exact same shade of green, but we do need to be in the same ballpark. And when I looked at the 3 things together yesterday, the faux leather, the custom print, and the cardboard, like it wasn't even the same ballpark. Like it was all completely different shades of green. So we're going to try and get it a little bit closer to the same shade, at least the same sort of hue. So while I'm waiting for the samples of the fabrics to turn up, and then I might need to pivot in terms of the cardstock, I did do some print trials with the 160 GSM and they came out perfect. I absolutely love them. So my printer didn't struggle with this at all. So I'm really happy with how that looks. So this is definitely the right thickness for me and it works really well. It is fractionally thicker than the 120 GSM paper that's going to go on the inside of these inserts. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. I then did spend a bit of time trying to get my lock click cutting machine working, and I have been struggling like nobody's business with that. And I still cannot get it to do the job it is supposed to do and cut the stickers. So I may have ordered a Cricut. Whoopsie. Is it a little bit of a splurge? Yes, it is. But it's such an important part of what I'm trying to do here to get the stickers right that I'm confident that it was the right decision to make. So that is arriving later today. And I'm really, really excited. So yeah, later on this afternoon, I'm hopefully going to be having a successful run at making some stickers. In the meantime, I am taking my mum to a garden centre to choose some flowers for her garden for her birthday. So come along. Okay, we are back from the garden centre. I know I didn't film a huge amount while I was there, but the outside was really, really windy and the inside was really busy and there's quite a lot of people milling around. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't really like somebody just randomly filming me. So I I didn't film a huge amount, but it was really nice. My mum got a really nice rose plant and I got her a nice pot to put it in for her garden. So she was really happy with that and we had a nice lunch. So that was great. While I was gone, my Cricut machine has arrived. Luckily, my partner was in to accept it for me. So I'm going to move us into the living room and I'm going to get it unpacked and all set up and have a go. So this is everything that came in the bundle. I got a few different types of vinyl to play with, some markers and a scoring tool. I'm assuming this envelope has the instructions and everything in it, and then I got a few sheets of vinyl and a standard grip mat. I have read that for stickers a soft grip or light grip mat is better, but I can always get one of those, that's fine. And then this is the Cricut. I went for the Explorer 3 just because from the reviews and what I want to do with it, this seemed like the best one. And I also really love that it comes in this mint green colour, which is very much my aesthetic. So yeah, let's fire her up and see what she can do. Hi friends, I've done it. I've actually done it. I have been fiddling around with this Cricut for a few hours and I'll admit it didn't go quite as smoothly as I would have liked. It is now 10 o'clock at night and I wasn't planning on filming, but I could literally cry right now. I'm so excited. I've done it. I present to you the very first Bookish Buddy sticker sheet. I've done it! I'm so excited. This means that I can just start production of these now. I'm so excited. I did actually print two, but as you can see, my partner has already stolen the two Speedy the Snail stickers because she thinks he's really cute and it's already stuck on one of her drawers in the bedroom. So, yeah, uh, I've done it. I have a working sticker machine that is cutting Kiss Cut sticker sheets, and it only took me a few hours this evening to get it all set up and calibrated so that I can make these now, and I'm just like, I'm so excited. It's honestly such a big hurdle I've been facing. I've been fighting with my lock click machine for weeks and weeks and weeks and getting so frustrated with it. And all I've wanted to be able to do is print these sticker sheets. And to have achieved it this evening, just, I'm so happy and excited. And I can't wait to design all the sticker sheets that I've got in mind, because I'm just overflowing with ideas for them. And now that I know that I can do it and I can print and cut them in the way that I have in my mind, I'm just watch this space, guys, because I've got so much to share with you now that I can get sticker sheets printed. Okay, that being said, I am probably going to go and just chill out with the dog for half an hour before I go to bed, because I'm an old lady. I need a night night. And it's just been too much excitement for one day. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there, and I will come back to you tomorrow when I'm going to probably spend the entire day making sticker sheets, because now I can do it. I'm unstoppable, like, prepared to be sick of my sticker sheets. Good morning, friends. It is now Thursday. Please excuse the fact that I am absolutely covered in pug fluff. I was getting some really good cuddles with Dexter this morning, and if you own a pug, you'll know that they molt on literally everything. He knows I'm talking about him. So we are getting started a little bit later today, but that's absolutely fine. I think the first thing I'm going to do is print out some sticker sheets. I was going to wait until I get the faux leather samples through, but I think that the colour on the sticker sheets is still going to work no matter what I decide to do in terms of the faux leather fabric cardstock combo situation. So I'm going to print out some sticker sheets. I'm probably going to do some individual die cut stickers as well. I need to tweak the sticker sheets a little bit, just because I noticed a couple of things that I wasn't quite 100% happy with yesterday. And then I still haven't got my paper stock delivery, which again I'm hoping comes really soon, because I really want to get some actual booklets printed out for the traveller style journal, just so that I can make sure that the sizes and everything for the physical journals is correct, so that once everything arrives I can actually start making them. Because if I'm still planning on launching at the end of the month, which I would really still like to do, but I'm conscious that I haven't perfected the prototype yet, and then I'm going to have to make a load of the journals. So I may not have enough time to do it at the end of the month, but we shall wait and see. I'm hoping that if all the materials and everything turn up this week, then over the weekend I can get it all perfected, and then next week I can go into just full production mode and, yeah, get a load of stock produced ready for the launch, but we shall see. So in the meantime, I'm going to do some sticker making and sticker cutting, so come along with me. Hello, friends. Long time no chat. I am very, very sorry. It is now Sunday, and life has been lifing, and I just haven't filmed very much this week, so I'm very sorry. Yesterday was my mum's birthday, and I know I said I would take you with me, but there were a couple of people at the party who did not wish to be filmed, so I respected their wishes and did not. So I apologise for not taking you along. The day before that was Friday, and some life stuff happened, and I ended up just writing Friday off. I didn't get any Bookish Buddy things done, so there was nothing to film. And then Thursday, I got very stuck in with sticker making and things like that I just forgot to record. There were a few clips which you would have already seen, but I was so hyper focused that filming just went out the window while I cracked on. So allow me to show you what I did achieve. So I've made a bunch of the sticker sheets, which look like this. So I have a big bunch of those now made and prepped. I also made some more of the individual stickers, the Just One More Chapter stickers, and I also did some individual stickers of the Herbalist book, which is on the custom print and the sticker sheet, but I thought a single sticker of that would be quite fun. Okay, I've clipped my mic on now because I need both hands to show you the next thing. So you remember I had the custom fabric came through, and the leather that I'd already purchased did not match at all in terms of like the color tonality and things like that. So I've had the samples finally come through, and this is the green, and it fits so much better. Like, look at that. It's still not a perfect match, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get a perfect match. But I think this is as close as I'm going to be able to get it. So I'm really happy with that. It's actually very similar to the darkest green that's on the book here and on the like detailing here. And I think that that's just going to work really, really well. So I'm really happy with that. The only problem that I then have with that is that now the card doesn't match, because I really don't think the light green kind of minty tone is going to fit. So I have ordered some more dark green, which is more like this color. But then the problem with that is I was obviously going to print the, hold on, I've got an example. It was going to print the cover page on the card. And if it's this dark, you're not going to be able to see the print. So that's not going to work. So that's a little bit of a conundrum that I need to figure out. I'm not quite sure whether or not to just not print it on the front, but then each book is going to be the same color with no cover page. So it'll be really difficult to differentiate between which book is which inside the journal. I could do stickers, I guess. Or I'll just test it. When they come, I'll test printing on there and see what works. And we'll just have to figure it out. So I think for today, because I've still got the rest of the day now and it's only 11 o'clock, I'm going to work on making some booklets. Obviously, I will temporarily use the minty green cover just to make sure that I've got the thickness right and test them inside the prototype so that I can then get the prototype 100% finished. And once I'm really happy with that, I've already ordered the green faux leather, so then I'm just waiting on that to come and I can actually start making some real bookish buddies. Okay, I think we are pretty much there with the prototype now. So I managed to make a total of 4 booklets. I haven't given them all a cover just because I'm waiting for the right color card to come, but I've got 4 booklets in there. I'm not going to show you how I've done that just yet, just because that's content for another video, but I've trimmed the interior piece of leather a little bit just so that it's more in line with the booklet. So now when you flip that over, it sits perfectly. I've also curved the edges of the leather, front and back, or inside and outside, and the leather now fits snugly over the front. Obviously, this will also have a charm on there and be in the appropriate colours, not this black leather that I have. But I think we're pretty much done. The only thing I do want to change now is the way the book sits. They kind of sit, so that's where the top of the book is and that's where the bottom of the book is. And I think there's a bit too much overlap, top and bottom. So I'm probably going to trim the leather a little bit more, top and bottom, but then I'm going to have a prototype template to work with. The only other thing I need to test is, obviously this is with the traveler style interior. I also need to just test that the ring binder mechanism will fit in one that's this size and shape and everything. But other than that, we are good to go. So I just need to wait now for the new delivery of the green, like the forest green faux leather to arrive, and then I can get cracking and I can actually start making some bookish buddies, like the real bookish buddies. So that's going to be a project for next week. For the rest of today, I'm probably going to print some more interior pages, but I can't really make any booklets until the cardstock arrives, so I'm just going to be printing pages for the most part. There's also a few booklets for the traveller style journal that I haven't really figured out how many pages to put in of each yet, and there's different pages held inside, and I need to figure out the kind of design of which pages to print and how to make them into like a little booklet. I have made a few of these little prototypes, which I've just made with scrap paper so that I can be like, okay, on page 1, I need this, on page 2, I need that. And I've done a handful of those. So I need to do a few more just so that I know exactly what's going to go into each book. And then I'm going to print out a bunch for each style ready for launch day. Now that I have done the prototype and I've got pretty much everything I need other than the cardstock, I am confident enough to actually give the launch date. So, drum roll, please. I am going ahead with a launch on Saturday, the 27th of June. So mark your calendars. That's the day I'm going to launch the physical Bookish Buddy, the herbalist theme, and all the elements that go along with that. So there's going to be the two types of reading journal, the physical inserts, both the single page and like sets for the ring binder version, and the booklets for the traveler style journal. It's also going to include the stickers, sticker sheets, bookmarks, and all that good stuff, all under the herbalist theme, and that will go live at midday on Saturday, the 27th of June. So for the rest of the day, I am just going to have my printer running so that I've got multiples of certain booklets that I've already got sort of designed and ready to go, and editing this video. So I'm going to end this vlog here. Thank you all so much for joining me on this week's quests. If you made it to the end, pop one of these emojis in the comments. Next week, I do have some extra hours I need to do for my corporate job, so I'm going to have a little bit less time to put into the Bookish Buddy stuff, but whenever I do, I'm going to make sure I bring you along, so make sure to subscribe so that you know when the next video is out, and if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to put a like, and again, thank you very much for joining me this week. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. In the meantime, I hope that you have a wonderful week and that all of your reads are magical and 5 stars, and I will see you next time.